Aloha from the islands as UNLV and Hawaii meet tonight in a crucial WAC ball game. Keon Clark and the Rebels will try to reject the Rainbows, and it's coming up next.
Runnin' Rebel Basketball is sponsored in part by America West Airlines. It seems silly to pay more. The Good Guys. Good is better. Burger King. Get your burgers worth. The Fletcher Jones family of dealerships. Station Casinos. Palace, Boulder, and Texas Station, where Vegas wins. FHP Healthcare. Your health partner for life. Saturn. A different kind of company, a different kind of car. Showboat Hotel and Casino. It's where Rebel fans belong. Pepsi, who invites you to join the Generation Next. Fatburger, the last great hamburger stand. And by Sprint, the First Source phone book.
The Rebels have come to paradise, but they're expecting a battle as tonight in Honolulu, it's UNLV and the University of Hawaii. Well, a look at the WAC Pacific Division standings shows the importance of tonight's ball game. Hawaii in a three-way tie for first, the Rebels sitting just a game back, and both teams with postseason aspirations as the Rainbows are 14-4 overall and the Rebels at 13-6. Well, hi again, everyone. I'm Ken Korak with Glenn Godrezek. It's great to have you with us. You know, last time the Rebels and Rainbows met at the Thomas & Mack, Hawaii won the ball game by 1 point on 2 free throws with a second left in the game, and Gondo are expecting a similar battle here tonight.
Well, the importance of tonight's game is that you're talking about the division leader in the Pacific Division of the WAC Conference. UNLV has to win in order to keep pace with Colorado State and Fresno State.
Well, you're talking about a Rebel team, Gondo, that came off a tremendous performance on Saturday against Wyoming, just blowing the Cowboys out in the second half, and the point guard play was sensational.
They played the entire game, did not turn the ball over once, and when you look at Mark Dickel, he's the one player on the Rebel team, missed the front end of that 1-and-1 with 8.7 seconds to go in that Hawaii game at the Thomas & Mack. He's much more motivated tonight. He wants to make up for that, the loss at the Thomas & Mack.
Very interesting scenario here developing regarding this Hawaii ball club as they've suspended 3 players. They will not play tonight. Gondo, they're all reserves, but Hawaii only has 2 guards left.
But you're also talking probably the best player in the Pacific Division of the WAC Conference, and Anthony Carter leads their team in almost every single category. He's one player that won't mind playing 40 minutes to make up for the extra minutes that the substitutes normally will get. He's going to look to have a big game tonight.
All right, the Rebels and the Rainbows will come back with the lineups and the keys right after this. And welcome back to the Special Events Arena here in Honolulu, where Hawaii is 11-2 on this floor this year, and they're 3-0 in WAC play at home. Hawaii 14-4 overall, the Rebels at 13-6. Hawaii 6-2 in the conference, the Rebels at 5-3. And time for tonight's Station Casino starting lineups as Damian Smith is getting the start for Sunshine Smith. More on that later. Gondo in the middle. Tony Lane is giving up about 7 inches to Seth Sundberg.
One thing Tony Lane has become accustomed to this year is matching up with the opposing center, and he's used to giving up a lot of inches. Tony Lane is a lot more athletic down low than Sundberg.
And now let's take a look at Gondo's keys to the ball game, presented by Columbia Sunrise Hospital and Medical Center, setting the standard every day. Gondo?
Well, we look at start things off. We're going to look at, you got to contain AC and Freak. That's Anthony Carter and Alika Smith. How Hawaii goes depends on those 2 players. They average almost 35 points a game, 10 assists and 4 steals between them. In their first meeting this year, they had 24 points, 8 rebounds, 11 assists, 4 steals. Most importantly, 9 turnovers. UNLV has to take care of the basketball this game. Hawaii, in 18 games this year, has 150 steals. They average over 8 steals a game. They're really looking to overplay the passing lane. The point guard play of Mark Dickel, Kevin James is going to be absolutely important tonight. Against Wyoming, they had 13 points, 7 rebounds, 11 assists, and no turnovers. They have to continue their fine play.
All right, the crowd all revved up here. They're expecting about 7,000 or 8,000. Capacity here is better than 10,000. Rose Green and Sundberg will jump center. Warren out jumps him. Rebels have the first possession tonight. Dickel gets the ball back to Rose Green down low, and he puts it up no good. And the rebound by Ambrosic. Hawaii comes back with Anthony Carter, who's lightning quick, and he's fouled on the dribble by Mark Dickel.
Well, Anthony Carter just got the ball, lowered his head, and took it to the basket, similar to what he did in Las Vegas at the end of the game when Really, Tyrone Nesby bailed him out with that foul at the end of the game where he went and made both free throws to win the game. Really was out of control. Mark Dickel has to be aware that when Anthony Carter is lowering his head, he has to get in front of him.
Carter on the foul line, first one no good. Anthony Carter is averaging 18.4 a game, but 20.8 in the WAC. At this point, you might call him the most valuable player in the division, but he misses 2 foul shots, and the Rebels get the ball, and Dickel comes in the forecourt. Damian Smith behind the arc, down low. Here's Lane off the glass for 2, and the Rebels lead 2-0.
Early in the game, but the Rebels have got the ball inside both opportunities that they had.
Damian Smith starting for Sunshine Smith. Sun will play tonight, not starting, a minor violation of team rules. It's nothing major. Sunshine should play his normal 25 to 30 minutes.
There's probably a lot of minor team infractions that happen on this trip over here to Hawaii.
Yeah, I don't know. Here's Kroger with the ball. Hawaii, a very efficient offensive ball club. They're second in the WAC in field goal percentage. Sundberg on the baseline, and the big fella at 7-1 ties the game 2-2.
Sundberg really not a scoring threat, but found a way to get the ball in the basket.
Lane has got it. Sundberg blocked it. The rebound by Ambrosic, and Carter comes in the forecourt. Carter is great in transition. In the first meeting, Carter had 7 baskets. 5 came in transition. We're tied 2-2 here in Honolulu. Kroger bouncing. There's the high-low, and we get a foul on Rosegreen. Last time the two teams played, Gondo, Hawaii was very good at that. Good passing with their big men, executing the high-low action.
Well, one thing the Rebels can do defensively is overplay that first pass, which Hawaii likes to get the ball inside of their big men first to initiate their offense.
Hawaii is shooting 49.9% from the field. Alika Smith with a three-pointer, and he buries it. 5-2 Hawaii.
Alika Smith only had 5 points in the first meeting between these two teams. Now he got off to a fast start tonight.
Yeah, in that ball game he was 2 for 12 from the field, but for the season he's averaging 16.4. Rebels down by 3. Rosegreen on the left wing, 20 on the timer. Dickel top of the circle. Hawaii begins man-to-man. Dickel the penetration all the way, and Sundberg blocks it, swats it out of bounds to UNLV. That's 2 blocks for Sundberg already, and he has 32 for the season now.
Well, one thing, Mark Dickel took the ball right into the meat of the Hawaii defense. He's going to have to, if he's going to decide to go against Sundberg, he's going to have to get into his body.
Rebels down 5-2, 20 on the timer, and the Rebels turn it over, and Hawaii gets the ball. Riley Wallace, the head coach of the Rainbows, the winningest coach in Hawaii history, and there you see Bill Bano in his second year, the Rebel head man. 2 minutes gone here in Honolulu. First game of a 2-game road trip for the Rebels. They'll be at San Diego State Saturday night. We'll also televise that one. Here's Kroger on the dribble through traffic, but throws up an air ball. Dickel gets the rebound for the Rebels. Mark leads the break, kicks it for Nesby, the three-pointer. Front rim and off, and the rebound by Carter. And here he comes back, and he's lightning quick. Carter dishing Ambrosic, blocked by Nesby. Taken by Lane, and the Rebels run. Here's Dickel to Nesby. He lost it going up. Ball deflected by the Rainbows. Taken by Alika Smith. Into the front court to Carter. Carter around Rosegreen. Reverse layup good. 7-2 Hawaii.
A lot of action end-to-end as Tyrone Nesby just came flying out of nowhere to block the shot. Then comes back the other way and takes the official out.
Took the official right into the board. 7-2 Bows. Dickel penetrates for the Rebels, and Sundberg has his 3rd block already.
Again, Mark Dickel not realizing that Sundberg does have 7'1", can block shots. Has to take the ball when he goes inside, get into Sundberg's body, not allowing Sundberg to get off the ground.
Sundberg is a pretty underrated player. He's out of San Carlos, California. 7-2 Hawaii. Damian down the middle in traffic, leaves it for Lane. Tony jams. Rebels down by 3.
That's one thing Tony Lane does very well. He can finish it off with the best of anybody in this conference.
Rebels feel they need to do a better job of posting the ball offensively against Hawaii. Smith behind a pick. Rainbows 22 on the timer. Ambrosic, he's got it. 9-4 in favor of the Rainbows. Now here's a steal by Alika Smith, but he stepped on the sideline. It'll be Rebel ball. 16:37 to go first half. In a 9-4 Hawaii lead.
Look at Tyrone Nesby trailing the play. Look where he comes from the free throw line to block that shot. And then after he blocks the shot, he gets back and loses the ball. And you see the official. Oh, it's Sundberg that took the official out, put him into the boards.
Rebels go to the bench as Keon Clark comes on. The Rainbows with 4 blocks already. Keon Clark's first appearance tonight. Rebels are down by 5. Dickel, a three-pointer. That's an air ball. Rebound, Ambrosic. Carter, they release quickly to Kroger. Kroger tries to save it. The ball near the 10-second line. Carter saves it, but he throws it out of bounds. Wow, a wild start to our game tonight.
Well, one thing, the Rebels are down by 5, but they're playing with that intensity that has really lacked except in the Wyoming game.
Rebels, a great performance against Wyoming on Saturday, winning that one 80-47. Had a 37-8 run in the second half. Nesby, Tyrone with a two-pointer, and it's 9-6 Hawaii.
And Tyrone shooting that ball, squaring up, and really put some arch on it, and not like the line drive that we normally see Tyrone shoot.
Tyrone leading the balanced Rebel offense this year, averaging 15.6. Three-point lead, Rainbows. They like to run a lot of their offense through Sundberg. Carter posting on Dickel off the assist from the big guy, and it's 11-6.
Anthony Carter showing his ability to go outside as well as inside.
Nesby for the Rebels, guarded by Kroger. Key on the quick double team. Dickel, second three-pointer, second miss tonight, and the rebound by Ambrosic. Carter's pass fumbled by Alika Smith, and so we've got officials tumbling all over the place. That takes us to our first break tonight. Hawaii leading the ball game by 5 on the Station Casino scoreboard. And tune in Saturday night at 7:30 as the Rebels road trip continues in San Diego with the Aztecs of San Diego State. And also check out the KUPN internet site at www.kupn.com. Ken Korak, Glenn Gondrezick, nice to have you with us from Hawaii. The Rebels are trailing 11-6 in this ball game. As you look at Riley Wallace, the head coach of the Rainbows. And Gondo, you mentioned that Colorado State game. The Rebels losing to the Rams a week ago turned things around with that win on Saturday over Wyoming, seeming like the Rebels rededicating themselves after that loss.
Well, really, it's a situation where the 5 seniors called a team meeting and really cleared the air and got things going back in a positive direction.
Keon missing on the jumper and the Rainbows rebound. Rebels are 3 of 13 from the field to begin this one. Hawaii is 5 for 7. There's that high-low. Ambrosic for the turnaround. Rainbows track down the rebound, though, and Carter has it, swatted out of bounds by Damian Smith. Both teams, nice seasons going. Rebels' best start since actually 92-93. Reverse those numbers there as Kevin James comes in for UNLV, replacing Dickel at the point.
It just really shows you the good job that both coaches for the respective teams have done this year.
Well, Riley Wallace now in his 10th year here. We mentioned the winningest coach all time here at Hawaii. Took the Rainbows to the WAC tourney title in 1994. He was the '89 WAC Coach of the Year. And there, of course, Bill Bano. Already 3 more wins for the Rebels this year than they had all of last season when they were 10-16. Hawaii leading by 5 here, 11-6. 14:35 to go first half. Here's Carter on the penetration, a wild shot. Robinson the rebound. Carter's got it. Nesby knocked it away. Rebels a chance. Here's Keon leading the break. Damian spotting up three-pointer. Front rim rolls off on the weak side to Alika Smith. Michael Robinson, number 4, has come on the front line for Hawaii. Carter, the rainbow 3. Keon, the rebound for the Rebels.
Well, Kevin James with the assignment on Anthony Carter right now is really going to have to be aware where Carter is at all times.
Lane turning on Robinson all the way off the glass. No good. Robinson rebounds. Robinson and Lane both from Philadelphia. In fact, Robinson and Lane were teammates on several summer league teams, apparently. 13:45 to go first half. Rainbows by 5. Here's Alika Smith stepping inside the line, dishing to Sundberg. Big guy can make that shot, and he does, and it's 13-6.
Sundberg is now 2 for 2 from the field, showing it for a big man, possesses a very good soft shooting touch.
Hawaii is 6 of 11 from the floor. Rebels are 3 of 14. Now we get a foul on the Rainbows. Sunshine and Rose Green enter the ball game for the Rebels as Lane and Nesby take a seat on the bench.
Hawaii's defense basically is that they're allowing the Rebels to have the wide open outside shot, staring the Rebels to try to establish some type of a perimeter game.
Now we get a 5-second count on UNLV. And the Rebels were able to call a timeout first, and it's a 20-second timeout.
Rebels are standing around a little bit too much, especially when the ball goes into Keon Clark. Rebels are expecting Keon to do something offensively rather than kick. Keon will kick the ball back out to you, so when the ball goes inside, they still need to continue to cut and move.
Gondo, this is not an easy place to play, is it?
Well, they talk about all the distractions with teams coming to Hawaii and the different things that you can do here, namely starting with spending a lot of time on the beach, which a lot of the Rebel players have done. But they've tried to keep their focus on a basketball game and taking care of business.
Here's the story on those suspended players: Quentin Gallen, Aaron Curry, and Kelvin Anderson, violating the rules of the Hawaii Student Athlete Handbook, and they are out indefinitely.
Not allowed to play or practice.
Rebels need to get it going. They're down by 7 here. Keon comes down the middle, now falls away, puts it up off the glass for 2. The first basket for the big guy, and the Rebels down 13-8.
I think Sundberg might have got a little piece of that.
Keon, an amazing year, though. 13.4 points a game, 9.7 rebounds, and also has 70 blocks. Here's Alika Smith on the follow-away for 2, and it's 15-8 Hawaii. You mentioned how the Rebels held Alika Smith down in the first meeting. He was just 2 for 12 from the field. Rebels trail by 7, 12:30 to go first half. Sunshine was going to shoot it, then decided to pass it. Rainbow steal it, and here comes Smith back through traffic. Sundberg, and they're going to get Alika Smith for a charge. No basket. A charge on Smith.
Sloppy ball hand on the Rebels' part, but you give credit that Damian Smith got back defensively, held his ground, and took the charge.
Rebels really worked on that in practice yesterday. Bano really stressing taking charges, diving after loose balls, going after every rebound.
Well, Bill Bano's always stressed, if you play hard, good things will happen. And the Rebels have to play hard and play with a lot of intensity.
Here's Keon traveling, and the Rebels turn it over.
Rebels, it's important that they take care of the basketball. This is a Hawaii team that is really just smothering you defensively, especially when the ball goes inside. They're going to double and triple team Keon Clark and try to make the other Rebels try to beat him.
Sundberg takes a seat on the bench. Danny Furlong comes on for the Rainbows. Turnover story about even so far. We've played 8 minutes here. Hawaii leading 15-8. Carter, 2-pointer, short. Furlong tried to save the rebound but can't. He's out of bounds, and that takes us to our second break here in the first half. Rainbows lead it by 7 on the Station Casino scoreboard. And join us for the Bill Bano Radio Show Tuesday nights from 7 to 8 p.m. at Barley's Casino and Brewing Company in the Green Valley Town Center. There'll be prize giveaways and a chance for you to ask the coach a question. And if you can't make it to Barley's, tune in on KXNT Radio 840 AM Tuesdays at 7. Hawaii leading 15-8 over UNLV. Rebels have it. Rebels going with James, Sunshine, Rose Green, Clark, and Nesby. Nesby, the turnaround on the baseline for 2. 15-10 Hawaii.
Nesby stroking the ball with a lot more confidence tonight, really looking to go from the outside more than putting the ball on the floor.
Interesting scores filtering in from around the WAC tonight, Gondo. We'll talk about here in the next couple of minutes. Anthony Carter, top of the circle, into Robinson. Hawaii with 13 in the timer. They pop out Robinson high, and now to Carter. 8 on the timer. Smith, the follow-away. Smith has got 7 points already, including a 3. 2 twos, and the Rainbows lead by 7.
Alika Smith is the type of player that loves to come off picks to get his shot off.
Sunshine for the Rebels coming off the bench tonight, averaging 13.6 a game. Sunshine had 9 last time the two teams played. Keon on the baseline, out to Nesby for 3, and the line drive front of the rim. Tyrone the rebound, and he's fouled going up, and that'll be a 2-shot foul. We talked about the scores in the WAC, and here's kind of a shocker, although this one for Colorado State came on the road at Wyoming, but the Rams fall out of that tie for first place in the Pacific, Gondo.
Well, I think it just shows you how tough it is to win on the road in the WAC conference.
Fresno State over San Jose State. That means that Fresno is 7-2. Colorado State 6-3. Hawaii, of course, at 6-2, and the Rebels at 5-3. Nesby made the first, missed the second. Hawaii leads 17-11. Rebels going to San Diego State to play Saturday night and then come home for a 4-game homestand at the Thomas and Mack, beginning a week from Saturday with San Jose. Here's Robinson on the baseline. The turnaround is down. Rainbows hot from the perimeter. They lead 19-11. Kevin James almost lost it. Rose Green was on the baseline, and the turnover gives the ball to the Rainbows.
And so far, the Rainbows are shooting 60% from the field compared to the Rebels 29%.
Tony Lane back in for UNLV for Rose Green.
Bill Bano now has removed his jacket. It's time to get busy.
Well, jackets aren't necessarily standard attire here in the islands anyway, Gondo.
Well, at least we got to shed our jacket and tie.
Who picked these shirts out, by the way?
Tony
You responsible
Cordasco.
for this?
Tony Cordasco.
10 minutes left, halfway through the first half. 19-11 Hawaii. Furlong to Carter. Sunshine knocked it away. Now you've got Sunshine guarding Anthony Carter, and this is really something special.
Shot clock down to 5.
Carter penetrates, kicks it, no look, Robinson, but we're going to get a foul on Carter.
Tony Lane stayed in there and took the charge, and that's one thing the Rebels have done well tonight. They've held their ground, and Tony Lane does have that shot blocking mentality, but kept his feet, kept his ground, and took the offensive charge.
Well, that's very interesting, Gondo, because when these two teams met back at the Thomas and Mack, when Carter made the 2 free throws to win the game for Hawaii by 1, it seemed like every close call went against UNLV.
And it's certainly Anthony Carter and Alika Smith for the Rainbows. They're 2 players with the 3 suspended players on their team. They're 2 players that cannot get into foul trouble.
That's the first on Carter, the 4th team foul on Hawaii. The Rebels have only 2 team fouls. 19-11 Rainbows. James to Nesby. Rebels against the Hawaii man-to-man. Rebels are averaging 72 points a game, giving up 68. James off the glass, no. Rebound Lane, blocked by Sundberg, who's come back on for Furlong, and the Rainbows have it. Smith, 3-pointer, Alika. Nesby, the weak side. Had the ball knocked away. Robinson's got it, throwing to Sundberg. He misses, and Keon rebounds for the Rebels. 19-11 Hawaii. Sunshine on the penetration, throws up a runner and gets the roll, and it's 19-13.
Not really the shot that you want to see Sunshine take, but he got it the ball to drop.
Thank you very much. You know, in that first meeting between the two clubs, the numbers were almost identical both ways. Shooting percentages, turnovers, rebounds. Robinson way off the mark. Sundberg the rebound, no rebound by Keon. And the big fella leading the break. He can shoot the 3, and he buries it. Keon
leading the break and pulling up and shooting a 3. Just what you like to see from your 6'11" center coming off the bench.
Multi-dimensional. That's the 4th 3-pointer for Keon this year. Rebels are down 19-16. Carter and Smith in the backcourt have gone all the way so far. No look. Pass wild by Carter. Rebels steal. James heads back. Tyrone, good look at a 3. Back rim, Keon the rebound, flipping to Kevin James now. Rebels a fresh 35. Keon is quicker than Sundberg. Dishing good past James, but Kevin couldn't control it. Kroger rebounds for Hawaii. AC in the forecourt. Alika Smith for 3. 22-16 Hawaii.
And so much attention is paid to Anthony Carter that the Rebels aren't paying much attention to Alika Smith. He's finding himself wide open for good looks at easy jump shots.
I tell you, Alika Smith probably was thinking about that 2 for 12 against the Rebels last time for the last month.
Well, you can see Hawaii is just knocking the ball out at a phenomenal pace.
Sunshine in traffic for 2 more. 2 straight hoops by Sun. Ball game heating up, 22-18.
Well, this is the matchup I like. It's Anthony Carter for Hawaii and Sunshine Smith for the Rebels going at each other, both ends of the court.
Hawaii in the WAC, by the way, is shooting 53%. Carter leaning in, a wild shot. Carter kind of out of control tonight early. Ball out of bounds. Timeout on the floor with 6:39 remaining. First half, Hawaii by 4 on the Station Casinos scoreboard. The Rebels have a huge homestand coming up to close out the season. Now next Saturday at 7:30, San Jose State. There'll be a free pregame health clinic at 5:30. FHP Fit Kids Club members and their families can get discounted tickets by calling 269-2895. Then Monday the 17th, a huge game as Jerry Tarkanian brings Fresno State in for Columbia Sunrise Pom Pom Night. For tickets to all the games, call 895-3900.
That's going to be a crucial 4-game homestand for the Rebels as they not only fight for conference positioning, but that's going to be seeding for the conference tournament.
Off the inbound, the Rainbows miss with Hawaii leading the game by 4, 22-18. Corky Osborne has come on for the Rebels in the back line. Rebels now going with 3 guards. Dickel back in for James. Here's Keon from 10 in the lane for 2 more, and it's 22-20.
Keon with 7 points and 5 rebounds already in tonight's game.
And 3 for 4 from the field, and the Rebels, who struggled early now, have made 5 of their last 7 shots from the floor, and they're down by only 2. The Rebels have stabilized this after a tough start on the road. Smith dishing to Sundberg. Here's Kroger off the glass for 2. Hawaii by 4.
Well, it's Keon Clark in the middle. What Hawaii's trying to do is get him away so that they can work some type of offensive play towards the basket.
Sunshine for the Rebels out to Keon. Keon turning, facing, one-on-one with Sundberg, cutting Dickel. He misses. Sundberg rebounds for Hawaii. Carter heads back. That's where he's tough in transition. Alika Smith down the middle, leaves it. The reverse layup by Kroger off the assist by Smith. 26-20.
Well, I guess Hawaii didn't read the local paper today. The local paper called Keon Clark the human repellent. Hawaii's just taking the ball right at Keon.
Well, the repellent had 70 block shots coming into the game, just 7 off the UNLV school record held by George Ackles. Hawaii by 6. Osborne coming off that sprained ankle of Saturday night. Keon, oh, what a move on the baseline by the big guy.
Boy, shot that ball from back behind the backboard, underneath it, and with those long arms, able to get the ball out and up to the basket.
Great athletic ability. Rebels down by 4 now. Rebels digging in the man-to-man. Alika Smith puts it up, misses that. Rebound Sundberg right underneath. Missed an easy shot, and the ball knocked out of bounds by Keon.
Oh, that looked like the officials are going to change it. Yeah, it looked like Sundberg came from behind and knocked the ball out of bounds, out of Keon Clark's hand.
They're talking about it. Bano wants to know what's going on. Rebel ball.
Yeah, that's the right call. And of course, Bill Bano has words with the official as they go back the other way.
He's saying it's about time I got a break.
Well, with the way the officials have been knocked down and pushed around tonight so far, it's okay they missed one.
First time the Rebels have played Hawaii here in the islands since way back in 1983 when they played Hawaii over in Maui. And now a foul on Sundberg is the Rainbows' 5th team foul and the first personal on Sundberg.
Well, that's one thing the Rebels can do. If you're going to put Keon Clark down low on the blocks, you can work the ball into him, but keep the court spread so Keon can make a quick move offensively.
And there is the series history. Lane posting down low. No rebound. Keon got a piece of it. Ball out of bounds to Hawaii. Riley Wallace wanted a foul on Keon over the top. This one is heating up here. Well, this is everything we hoped it would be.
You see Keon coming from behind and clearly is over the back of Anthony Carter. Rebels get a break.
A big crowd, a lot at stake, a lot of emotion here tonight. Carter behind a pick, penetrates through traffic. He misses. Rebels rebound. Here comes Sunshine. Sunshine wide open, three-pointer. Rolls off Kroger, the rebound. Carter, and that's a travel. You know, Anthony Carter, all the build-up we gave him on the open, and he's a sensational player, but I think he's been out of control here tonight. The travel takes us to a break on the Station Casino scoreboard. And more about the big homestand coming up. Now on Thursday the 20th at 7:30, Air Force will be in, and the famous Thunderbird pilots will be on hand to sign autographs. Fans will receive Air Force Thunderbird posters and stickers while supplies last. And the first 5,000 fans receive a wax scratch-off card and a chance to win $777 in cash. Then Saturday the 22nd at 7:30, the last home game of the year, Billy Tubbs brings the Horned Frogs of TCU in for a 7:30 game. Call 895-3900. Hawaii 26, running Rebels 22. You see the field goal numbers, Gondo.
Well, it's picked up a little bit for the Rebels. They're starting to get the ball inside, and Keon is starting to heat up a little bit, really carrying the Rebels so far with 9 points and 5 rebounds.
Rebels down 4, 3:30 remaining first half. Keon had it stripped by Kroger. Kroger to Alika, back to Kroger, runs over Dickel, and Dickel gets called for a block. Third team foul, second personal on Dickel.
And that's what I talked about for the Rebels need to do. If you're going to get the ball into Keon, keep the court spread. Kroger just came in and stole the ball easily. Mark Dickel did not have position. It's a good call by the officials. But if the Rebels are going to get the ball into Keon, let him go one-on-one. They have to keep the court spread so that nobody on the Rainbow team can come and help out defensively.
Reminder that tonight's Runnin' Rebel basketball game is presented in part by the Good Guys. Good is better. James back in. Dickel leaves with 2 fouls. Kroger 2 shots. Makes the first. 27-22 Hawaii. We mentioned the Rebels haven't played Hawaii over here since '83. The Rebels actually opened the 91-92 season by playing BYU Hawaii over on the windward side of the island. 2 free throws make it 28-22. I understand you were the king of the beach, though, in volleyball the last couple of days.
I wouldn't say that, but it was a lot of fun getting out there and playing.
Here's Sunshine with the ball for the Rebels. Ticking down toward 3 minutes left till halftime. Hawaii by 6. Sunshine, pick and roll. Keon's got it. Doesn't travel. Goes up. He's fouled. 2 shots for the big guy.
And Sunshine laid that pass right up over the defense. Is exactly what you want to do when you throw the ball up to Keon. Allow where the defense can't get it. Keon can go up and get it, and then use his athletic ability to put the ball up and get fouled. A chance to go to the free throw line now to convert a couple free ones. And
a reminder that America West Airlines is pleased to present our annual Runnin' Rebel 3-point shot contest. Now, details will be given during halftime, so have a pen or pencil ready to write down how to enter. America West Airlines, serving 70 cities coast to coast with destinations in Canada and vacation spots in Mexico. 28-23 after the first one by Keon. Rebels down 4 now. Keon with 11 coming in off the bench.
Rebels just need to put together some type of run as the officials now stop play.
Official timeout. I don't know whether there's a wet spot on the floor or if somebody might be bleeding, Gondo.
I would have to imagine that somebody is bleeding and they're going up to Ambrosiak, and now he is going out of the game.
Furlong comes back in, so they go with the Twin Towers. You know, in the media guide, Hawaii talking about Danny Furlong as you look at Bill Bano. Danny Furlong's favorite pastime is sleeping. Not a whole lot of that the past couple of days here.
Not here.
Here's Sundberg with the ball. Out to Alika Smith in the wing. 18 in the timer. Here's Furlong throwing to Sundberg. Blocked by Lane. Foul Lane. Must have gotten him with a body. 2 shots for Sundberg.
Well, it really looked like Sundberg used his offhand to push Tony Lane out of the way. Tony Lane was right up there and had great position to block the ball.
Tony really coming on in his senior year. Had 15 against Wyoming, 26 points in his last 2 games. Sundberg at the stripe. Now, Sundberg went to Kenyatta Junior College, but looking at the Hawaii Ball Club, I think it's very interesting. They have 3 starters who were junior college teammates at Saddleback JC. In Ambrosic, Kroger, and Carter. Quite a pipeline to that Southern California junior college. 2 foul shots. Hawaii leads by 6.
Sure makes it easier to recruit.
Keon turning, jumping, and scoring again. This is the most assertive I've seen Keon on the offensive end this year.
Well, Keon has kind of told the rest of the players on the team, give me the ball, I'll carry you guys.
They felt Keon was a little bit lax in the Colorado State game, and now the Rebels get the steal. Rebels down by 4. 2 minutes left, first half.
A little high-low with Keon up high and Tony Lane down low.
Keon foul from behind by Robinson. 5th team foul. We'll make it, check it. I was looking at the other column. That's the 7th, so it'll be 1 and 1, and the 2nd personal on Robinson.
Well, Rebels have been close the entire first half. You have an opportunity now where they can cut into this lead and get it down to 2. But Keon Clark has been the one player that has just really stepped up offensively and has really picked up his offense and been a lot more aggressive.
1 and 1, Keon in and out. Rainbow's rebound. Robinson falls down. That's got to be a travel. The only way you can call that. We have one of the more vocal Hawaii fans right behind us here.
And it kind of makes you feel like we're back in the Thomas and Mack.
I wouldn't go that far. 1:55 remaining, Hawaii by 4. This is fun, though. We've been looking forward to this game for a long time.
Not only coming over to Hawaii and taking advantage of what Hawaii has to offer, but really an opportunity to see 2 good teams go at each other.
Sunshine inbounds with the Rebels down by 4. San Diego State at San Diego State Saturday night for UNLV. We'll also televise that one beginning at 7:30. Nesby terminates. 23 on the timer. Keon brings it back out. Tyrone the leaner in traffic. No, but he gathers up the rebound. Rebels get a fresh 35. Pass deflected, loose on the floor. Rebels dive on it. Still loose. Rotating possession, ball to Hawaii.
Well, we talked about what Keon Clark has done, rebounding points. Keon Clark is the Rebel player that's on the floor going after the loose ball.
You know, talking about San Diego State, Gondo, as they work to wipe up some wet spots from the floor. I mean, this is a tough trip. Yes, the Rebels came in Tuesday to get ready for this one here. And then they're flying out of here after the game on the red eye, stopping in L.A., changing planes, going down to San Diego. We'll try to regroup, rest up in time to play the Aztecs on Saturday night.
And that's why it's much easier to come in here and play Hawaii on Thursday and then San Diego on Saturday, where you have that little bit of extra time to make the adjustment.
Robinson travels. 1 minute, 13 seconds left first half. Hawaii 30, Rebels 26. And then, of course, Riley Wallace will say, hey, listen, we've got to go over 4 or 5 times to the mainland. And when Hawaii has to go someplace like Wyoming or Colorado State, that's not exactly easy either.
Well, and you look at Hawaii open up the season playing 11 in a row at home. And the Rebels have done a good job forcing Hawaii into 11 turnovers.
Minute to go, first half. Sunshine with Alika Smith leaning in on the baseline for 2 more. Rebels down 2.
Sunshine just playing very much under control, taking the ball on the baseline, just pulling up and hitting a little short jumper.
Sunshine has 6. He's 3 of 4 from the floor. By the way, the story on Ambrosic, when he left the ball game, it was with a sprained ankle. They're retaping it. He'll be back. Foul on the Rebels.
Only the 15th foul, so Hawaii will get the ball out of bounds. Rebels had settled into a 2-3 zone defense.
Well, 35.7 seconds remain. They've taken the 35-second clock off. They should have put, it was a 7-second disparity, or 7/10 of a second. Doesn't matter as Alika Smith nails the 3, and Hawaii leads 33-28. And on the other end, we get a foul on Hawaii, and the Rebels are going to shoot 1 and 1.
Well, other than Sunshine Smith's little short jumper last time down for the Rebels, Rebels have been intent on getting the ball inside to Keon Clark and Tony Lane. And again, it goes back to, if you're going to go inside, you have to keep the court spread. And if you're going to put Keon Clark up top, that allows Tony Lane to work down inside.
Robinson leaves with 3 fouls now. Ambrosic, with a bad ankle, comes on to replace him. At Fletcher Jones Imports, a Mercedes-Benz is now more affordable than ever. As the first free throw misses, Rebels don't qualify for the bonus, and the Rainbows rebound. Fletcher Jones Imports, proud to be a sponsor of Runnin' Rebel basketball. Lane missed on the front end of the 1-and-1. Rebels trail by 5. Last possession of the game, or the first half, as Carter gets it low, and Sundberg on a jam off the assist by Carter, and now the ball knocked out of bounds. This will go to Hawaii with 1.6 seconds remaining, and the crowd loves it. The Rainbows leading by 7.
And one thing that Dunk did was bring the Hawaii fans back into the game as they're off their feet cheering the Hawaii team.
Inbound Sundberg, and the ball knocked away, and a foul on Keon from behind. Boy, the Rebels were down by 2 just a couple of seconds ago, Gondel, and now they're down by 7, and that's only the 6th team foul, so it really didn't turn out that bad. Rainbows will inbound with 0.6 of a second. Sundberg off the inbound, good, it counts. Count it.
And Sundberg scored the last 4 points for Hawaii in about the last 5 seconds.
Boy, did this one turn around in a hurry.
You see that the Hawaii just packed the ball, or the players inside, let Sundberg step back and just throw the alley-oop and let him just, with 0.6 of a second. One choice he had to do was just get the ball, catch it, and shoot it immediately.
Stay tuned. Our halftime entertainment follows with the Rainbows leading by 9. Hawaii 37, UNLV 28 here at halftime at the Special Events Center at the University of Hawaii. This facility now in its 3rd year of existence. Hawaii plays a lot of home games. This is the 14th at home for the Rainbows already this year. Now, the UNLV remaining schedule after tonight, they have 3 on the road and 4 at home, that big 4-game homestand we've been talking about. And it's interesting, Gondo, in talking about the Rebels in Hawaii, they're going to play the same teams the rest of the season at the same places, with the exception of what is called the crossover game, as each team plays one team from the other division. For the Rebels, their crossover game is TCU. They have them remaining. They beat the Horned Frogs earlier this year, but Hawaii's crossover game remaining is at number 9, New Mexico.
And Hawaii beat New Mexico early in the season on this court here in Hawaii, but when you go to New Mexico at the pit, it's a completely different atmosphere and a completely different New Mexico team. That's going to be a tough place for Hawaii to get a W.
All right, we begin the second half. The Rebels have the possession. They're down by 9.
And Keon Clark gets the start in the second half for the Rebels.
Along with Nesby, Rosegreen, Sunshine, and Dickel. Rebels to Nesby, top of the circle. 25 in the timer. Keon turning, posting up, right underneath, missed an easy shot. Nesby's got the rebound for the Rebels. Keon leading the Rebels with 13 in the first half. Nobody else had more than 6. Sunshine missing. The tip no good, and the rebound by Sundberg. That's 6 rebounds for Sundberg to go with 10 points and 3 blocked shots. Alika Smith led Hawaii with 13. Ambrosic missing on the jumper. Carter's got it back. He dishes to Sundberg, and his 10-footer is good, and the Rainbows lead by 11.
We talked at halftime, you can't give Hawaii second chances at their offensive end.
And going back to the first half, this is now a 9-0 run. Keon dishing to Rosegreen. Rebels in the first half just 1 for 8 on their 3-pointers. Just a 2 by Sun, and he buries it. 8 points for Jermaine Smith.
Well, the difference between the first and second half, you have Jermaine Sunshine Smith and Keon Clark both starting for the Rebels, and it's important that Sunshine Smith can get things going from the perimeter.
What adjustments do you think Bill Bano and the Rebels made at halftime?
Well, I think that they're going to look at that they have to do things better offensively and do better on the boards.
The big fella, Keon, with a foul. Foul on Keon. That's his second.
See that Sundberg is not really, I didn't see where there was a foul. Sundberg is not really an offensive threat. He averages more rebounds than he does points. But Keon Clark just reaches that long arm up there and blocks the ball away. I didn't see where there was much contact of anything.
2 shots coming, 9-point lead Hawaii. Keon had 13 at halftime. Sunshine now with 8 after that basket a couple of moments ago. Nesby has 5. and Lane has 4. 2 free throws missed. Clark the rebound for the running Rebels. 6 boards for Keon. No block shots yet. Make it 7 boards for Clark. Nesby from 16 in and out. The rebound by Anthony Carter. Carter last year led the state of California junior colleges in scoring. Alika Smith from distance. Hawaii by 12.
That was a distance. That was an NBA 3 by Alika Smith. And one thing that he loves to do is he loves coming off those picks, squaring up, and shooting his jumper.
He is 4 for 5 on his 3-pointers so far. Just under 18 minutes left in the ball game. Hawaii leading by 12. Foul on Kroger holding Nesby. First foul, second half in the Rainbows. Gonda, we have a chance to take a look back at your keys that you set up before the game.
Well, he talked about containing Anthony Carter and Alika Smith. Alika Smith now has 16 points, Anthony Carter with 4, so they already have 20 of Hawaii's 42 points. Taking care of the basketball, the Rebels have turned the ball over 8 times already in the first half.
Sunshine missing the tray. Sundberg the rebound for the Rainbows. Hawaii looking for its 15th win this year. Alika leaning in, missing. Rebound Rosegreen on the weak side, and he's fouled by Kroger. That's his 3rd. Second team foul, second half Rainbows. And of course, with Riley Wallace having a thin ball club already, Kroger has 3. Robinson has 3.
Well, my 3rd key was the point guard play. And you look at Hawaii's backcourt has 20 points, 12 assists, and 6 turnovers, where UNLV's point guards have 0 points, 4 turnovers, and 2 steals.
Nesby dishing, great pass, Keon, but he missed the easy one, and then Keon gets called for offensive interference. He was in the cylinder. Well, you know, the turnover numbers, the Rebel point guards against Wyoming did not have a turnover Saturday night. Well, that's a chippy that Keon missed.
Keon's not going to miss too many of those, but you see that he stays with it. Keon is playing very hard tonight, very aggressive at the offensive end, and he's really working defensively, and he's really matched up with a tough matchup in Sundberg, who at 7'1", 265 pounds, really presents a physical matchup problem for Keon.
Robinson comes in for Kroger. Ambrozic missing on a jumper, but Robinson tips in the rebound on the weak side, and Hawaii leads by 14.
The ball goes up, and on the weak side, you have Mark Dickel, Keon Clark at the boards. You have Tyrone Nesby and Warren Rosegreen are out off the court, not coming back and helping out, rebounding.
Dickel, Nesby on top, a 2-point line drive, and they needed that, and the Rebels trail by 12.
Well, the Rebels look like they're flat to start here in the second half, and they have to get something going. And really, it starts at their defensive end. If they can get some defensive stops, that will pick up their offense.
And there's one right there on cue, and the volleyball by Sunshine to Dickel, and Dickel missed the layup. The rebound by Robinson.
And the Rebels, that's a tough break for the Rebels, as you got offense generated from your defense. Mark Dickel misses the gimme.
Boy, they've had some good opportunities, too. Ambrozic had it stripped. Ambrozic and Rosegreen on the ground. Sunshine's got it for UNLV with Carter. Sun left it for Keon. Nesby, the baseline line drive, rolls out. Dickel, the weak side rebound. He misses. Rosegreen rebounds for the Rebels. He puts it up. He's fouled, a 2-shot foul. Rebels down by 12.
Well, Dickel is 0 for 7 from the field tonight, and probably of those 7 shots, 6 of them were shots that he could have made. They were easy shots. But Warren Rosegreen, when he's in the game, you know he's going to play 100%. And he's going to stay with it, and he's going to always be around the board.
Two shots for Rosegreen. Looking right into the teeth of the student body, and the foul shot is good. Rebel senior, you talked to some of the Rebel seniors last week, Honda.
Well, they came into my room after the Air Force game, and we talked about what it meant to be a senior, and with the number of games that are remaining in their college regular season, it's important that they really put their best foot forward right now and make the best of their careers.
Rebels down by 10 on the Showboat scoreboard. The Western Athletic Conference men's and women's basketball tournament will be held at the Thomas & Mack Center March 3rd through the 8th. Tickets are on sale now Call 895-3900. The women begin on the 3rd. The men begin on Tuesday the 4th. In each division, now there are 8 teams in each division. The top 2 schools get a bye in the first round. And for the men, for instance, those 2 wouldn't play on the 4th. And the bottom 2 don't make it. So 12 of the 16 teams make it to the WAC tournament. Top 2 get a bye. The next 4 in each division play in the first round. For the women, the 3rd, and the men on the 4th. Tell you one place, nobody wants to finish 6th in the Pacific Division.
They'd have to start out right now matched up with New Mexico.
Number 9 team in the nation. Carter on the dribble on Rose Green. Rebels are down by 10 here. As Ambrosic misses on the jumper, and the rebound by Kevin James. James down the middle, leaves it. Keon's down low off the glass for 2. The Rebels were down 14 and now trail by 8.
Well, we've seen Kevin James, especially in the second half this year, really ignite this Rebel team. Now we see if he can settle this team down, get him back in this game, and start making some positive things happen.
I think that's a great point, because in the 2 greatest runs the Rebels have had this year, last Saturday at home against Wyoming, and the earlier game at TCU, James was on the floor during most of those runs. Here's the 3. Anthony Carter answers back for Hawaii, ups the Rainbows' lead to 11.
Well, you know that Anthony Carter for the Rainbows is really going to look to pick up his game in the second half. Didn't really put up the numbers in the first half that he's used to. So he's going to really look to try to create a lot more things in the second half.
Doesn't shoot many threes, just his 14th three-pointer he's made this year. Sunshine back the other way. That's a force, but Keon is right there to put in the shot on the rebound, and the Rebels trail by 9.
Well, if the Rebels can get some defensive stops and try to work their offense a little bit better, to execute it a little bit better, they're going to get to find themselves where they can get back in this game, because Hawaii right now is starting to show the effects of this fast tempo type of game.
What about the effects of Alika Smith and Anthony Carter having to play 40 minutes, or it certainly looks as if they're going to play 40 tonight?
Well, the Rebels, it's important they keep running their offense and making them play both ends of the court, so that as the game progresses, they tire down, they wear out and tire out.
That was the first block shot tonight for Keon Clark, and now a foul on the Rebels on Sunshine. Keon's block is 71st, 6 away from the record. The foul on Sunshine is 2nd.
Well, used to Keon having about 3 or 4 by this time in the game and end up with about 5 or 6 or 7 for the game. The human repellent hasn't really been a factor as far as block shots in tonight's game.
I think there are other things that Keon would rather be called than the human repellent.
Well, when we were kidding him today at the shoot-around, he didn't really like it, so I kept calling him that.
Well, that's you. Alika made one, missed one. Hawaii leading by 10. Rebels get the rebound with Sunshine. Sunshine kind of kicking it. Alika Smith stole it. Sundberg's got it. Carter runs it down and saves it over the backboard. You can't do that. It'll be the Rebel ball. You can't throw it back over the backboard, and the Rebels will get it with the 13:47 remaining in the ball game, and Hawaii leading by 10.
Well, the Rebels are down by 10. You have to take care of the basketball, and that was one of the keys that I mentioned at the start of the game. Sunshine Smith just getting a little bit careless with the basketball. Fortunately for the Rebels, Hawaii throws the ball away.
Rebels have outscored their opponents in second halves this year. This is for the whole season by 114 points. Kevin James kicks it to Rose Green, who looks to penetrate. Throws up the jump hook, and that's the patented right-handed shot by the southpaw.
And again, Kevin James puts the ball and the team in a position where Rowan Rose Green is able to work down low and throw that little right-handed jump hook.
8-point lead, Hawaii, 48-40. Carter kicks it to Smith. Alika misses. Rebound Kevin James. 13 minutes left. Ball game. Rebels down 8. Nesby doesn't shoot the tray. The Rebels get it down low. Sundberg deflects it. Nesby pounds it back into Keon. Steps into traffic. Throws it up low. Battle for the rebound. Foul on the Rebels.
Well, certainly you like how the Rebels are being aggressive and attacking their offensive glass. As Keon Clark and Warren Rosegreen both go crashing on the offensive glass, trying to stay with the play, make something positive happen for the Rebels.
Second foul, Rosegreen. Third team foul, second half, UNLV. Each team with 3 fouls in the second half. And tonight's UNLV basketball game is sponsored in part by Saturn, a different kind of company, a different kind of car.
Rebels drop back into the 2-3 zone.
They've played the zone pretty well this year.
They've had a lot of success playing the zone, and certainly you'll see what happens tonight. But the Rebels, I think, are much better defensively when they play a 2-3 zone defense.
Hawaii has been a very good three-point shooting team in the WAC at 42%. Most of those coming from Alika Smith. And he's 4 for 6 out there tonight. Just a 2 by Alika. No good. Keon's got the rebound for the Rebels. Hawaii by 8. Sunshine down the middle in traffic. Knocked out of bounds by the Bows.
Well, the one thing, if the Rebels are going to play the 2-3 zone defense, you identify your shooters on Hawaii, and that's Anthony Carter and Alika Smith. You push up your zone defense. If you pay attention to those two players in particular, and then it also allows you to control your defensive boards. And when the Rebels can control their defensive boards, that will afford them the opportunity to get out and run.
Damian Smith in the game for the Rebels. Comes behind to pick. Dishing to James, trying to pound it low. 17 on the timer. 12 minutes left in the game. Here's Nesby. He steps back, fires the line drive and misses. Keon's got the rebound, though. Alika Smith tipped it. Keon's got it to Damian. A good look at a 3. Yes! Rebels down by 5.
And that's one player on the Rebels team that Bill Baina wants to see get hot, and that's Damian Smith.
Well, and he's been hot in WAC play, Damian, after a terrible start this year. He's now 19 for 39 in WAC play on his threes. 5-point lead. The Rebels were down by 14 earlier in half number 2. Sunbrook dishing to Alika down the middle. Nice pass to Kroger. Better pass to Robinson for 2 more.
Unselfish basketball by the Rainbows.
That's, to me, the most impressive thing about Hawaii. The big guys really work well together. Nesby back into Keon. Step back. Sunberg got a piece of it. Nesby the 2-pointer. That's long. And the rebound is taken by Kroger. A tough shooting game for Nesby. Here's the penetration by Carter and a foul on UNLV. Should not be a shooting foul. 4th team foul.
Well, you mentioned about how Tyrone Nesby has struggled tonight. Only 3 for 11 from the field. 0 for 3 behind the 3-point line.
Nesby, who's the Rebel leading scorer, when he struggles, the Rebels usually struggle. Timeout on the floor with 10:56 remaining here in Hawaii. And on the Showboat scoreboard, the Rainbows lead the Rebels by 7. Make sure you enter the Showboat Hotel and Casino's Final Four sweepstakes. You can win a trip for 2 to this year's Final Four in Indianapolis. Take your season ticket stub to the Showboat's Big Easy Club or call 385-9111 for details. That's the Showboat Final Four sweepstakes. Showboat, it's where Rebel fans belong. Ken Korak, Glenn Gondrezick, great to have you with us. The Rebel cheerleaders are here. I believe they did some fundraising to come out here. Great to have them with us.
Well, certainly if you want to go on the road, Hawaii is the one place where you want to come and follow the Rebels.
There were a few Rebel fans that stopped by to say hi before the game.
Yeah, you look behind the Rebel bench. There's a lot of Rebel fans behind there, and then you look up in the rafters in the one section up there, there's some Rebel fans.
Love to see the fans on Saturday night in San Diego. Rebels trail by 7. Here's Robinson. Out to Alika Smith. 50-43 Hawaii. Carter, 3-pointer. He's made 2 out there tonight, and the Rainbows lead by 10.
Again, the Rebels have to identify who the outside shooting threats are.
James, Rose Green, baseline right. But Carter is so good on the penetration. Here's Kevin James on the penetration and doesn't get the roll, but he's fouled. That'll be a 2-shot foul. Foul on Kroger.
They're calling on Kevin James.
No! Rebels thought, and I thought they had called a block there. The officials aren't sure.
Oh, one has the block, the other one has the offensive foul.
Look at Baino. The officials aren't sure. Like you said, one had one way, one had the other, and this is going to go on James. It's going to be a charge on Kevin James. Player control foul, Hawaii ball. 2nd foul on James. 5th team foul.
And that's a horrible call on the replay. You can see where there wasn't much contact. That is what is called a flop.
Rebels are 18 for 51 from the floor. Hawaii 21 for 43. Hawaii has 14 turnovers. The Rebels have 10. Hawaii leading by 10. Kroger, a rare three by Kroger, in and out. Keon, the rebound, is 11. Damian Smith guarded by Alika Smith. Keon, the step back jumper, no good. Lane back in the game on the weak side rebound. Ball swatted loose, out of bounds to the Rebels. And Bano wanted a foul on that play.
And Keon, with the 17 points, 11 rebounds, has now had 6 double-doubles in his last 8 games.
I kind of like this matchup with Keon and Sundberg. 14 feet between them. There's some good big men in the WOW. Here's Carter fouling Kevin James. 4th team foul, 2nd personal on Carter.
Well, the first 2 times, our first game when the Rebels met Hawaii in Las Vegas, Keon really only had 11 points and 12 rebounds, and Sundberg really used his physical ability on Keon to really make Keon really a non-factor. Tonight, Keon is just being aggressive and is not back down at all.
Rebels need a run here, down by 10. Rosecreen penetrates. The right-hander. He's better with the right than he is with the left. Rebels down 8.
Around the basket, that's one shot that Warren Rosecreen has really mastered, really taking advantage of his jumping ability and being able to use that right hand.
53-45, Alika Smith in and out. Keon tipped the rebound to himself. Great dexterity by the big fella. A dozen rebounds for Keon. Another double-double. James splits the defense, tried to leave it for Lane. Ball knocked out of bounds by Hawaii.
It's just been amazing what Keon has put up this year. He's if you get a chance to look at now, he has 4.4 blocks, which is second in the WAC, or leads the WAC, second in the nation. And Keon's numbers have just gotten better every game. It's just amazing with the numbers he can put in night after night. It's also his 6th double-double, points and rebounds, in his last 8 games. Sunshine penetrates all the way, a left-hand layup down, and the Rebels are down by 6. A 4-0 run. And Kevin James has ignited the Rebels in the second half. It seems like they've been fighting an uphill battle all game long. But the main thing is they keep fighting, and because they're fighting, they're still in this game. They've played very hard in almost every game this year. And Bano was disappointed in the Colorado State game. Robinson turning, Keon blocked it, but a foul before that might go on Rosecreen. They got Warren reaching in underneath. Keon was up and blocked the shot, but Warren was getting called with the reach-in. Bill Bano said, as we watched the replay, Gondo. See, Warren gets called for the reach-in. It's an easy call for the official to make. But one thing Hawaii has done is now they've gone to, even though that Anthony Carter and Alika Smith have shot well from the outside, Hawaii is again trying to get the ball inside. Robinson for 2. Bano said after the Colorado State game that maybe the ball club had been seduced by their success. They had forgotten what they had done to build their fine record this year. And Bano, the other day at the Rebel Athletic Club luncheon, said embracing success will bite you. Instead, embrace the formula for success. 2 free throws missed. Rebels down 6. Keon's got it. Foul. Robinson is 4th. 4 on Robinson. And that's a big key because Michael Robinson has been one player this year that has been coming off the bench for Hawaii and has been a key player to their success. 8:20 remaining. Ambrosic back in for Robinson. So Robinson with 4 and Kroger with 3. None of the Rebels beside Rosecreen in foul trouble. Warren has 3. James, Clark, and Sunshine each have 2. Oh, they're not saying Keon was shooting the ball. The Rebels are going to take the ball out of bounds underneath the basket. Down by 6. Sunshine behind the arc, steps inside the arc to the left. Carter stole the ball. Carter in the forecourt. Carter pulling up. That's a 3. Third 3 of the second half by Carter. That's why he's such a devastating force on both ends. Well, AC is feeling the stroke, especially behind the three-point line. He came into the game with 53 steals, Carter. He's in the top 5 in the WAC in about a half dozen categories, including steals, assists, field goal percentage, scoring. 56-49 and a foul away from the ball on Kroger.
4 on Kroger.
Well, Hawaii does not have a deep bench, and foul problems is going to affect Hawaii a lot more than it will UNLV. And if the Rebel players can continue to work the ball inside, especially against Kroger, and when Robinson comes back into the game, it's going to take its toll as the game goes on.
Each team with 6 team fouls now. A break with 7:39 remaining on the Showboat scoreboard. Every Sunday night at 11:30, it's game time with UNLV head basketball coach Bill Baino on KLAS TV Channel 8. See highlights of previous games and get a preview of what's ahead, hosted by Dave McCann. Game time with Bill Baino, 11:30 p.m. every Sunday on KLAS TV 8. Scores from around the WAC earlier today. Fresno beat San Jose State 66-61. San Diego State over Air Force 83-67. Utah thrashed BYU 85-49. Wyoming defeated Colorado State 67-65. Now the Rebels down by 9, 56-47. They inbound to Keon. He tried to jam and he's fouled. That'll be 2 shots. Foul on Danny Furlong has just come in.
Danny Furlong doesn't play much, and 6'11", is just a big body and is not much of a basketball talent, and it's just really what he is used for is to spell Sunberg.
Greg Miller, number 25, has come on for Hawaii. He rarely plays. 56-48 after the first foul shot. Number 22, Tulsa, was hammered by Rice earlier tonight. 75-58. TCU beat UTEP 77-55. And New Mexico, number 9 team in the country, beat SMU 75-72.
Well, 7:30 to go in this game. Rebels are only down by 7. There's a lot of time left, and they can get back into this game.
Especially with the Rainbows in foul trouble, with 2 of their guys with 4.
The Rebels have to take advantage of the matchups now with Miller and Furlong in the game. You can go right at them.
Carter off balance misses. Ambrozic on the miss, but he gets the long rebound. Gets it to Alika Smith, who traveled. They don't call it. Smith puts it up. No basket. Player can throw a foul. Nesby took the charge. That's one of those that could have gone either way. If they count the basket, it's a 9-point lead. Now the Rebels can cut it to 5 or 4.
Well, the officials have been very lenient with the offensive fouls, especially underneath the basket. You see Tyrone Nesby took the charge underneath the basket, and they show it back on the big screen here, and that's what the fans are booing with the call. But that's a couple calls tonight that the officials have missed, but it benefits the Rebels.
They do have a replay screen here, and everybody was paying attention. Well, officials will tell you the toughest call is the charge versus the block. Rebels down 56-49. They need to make every possession count now. Looking for the lob backdoor to Rosegreen. It's not there. Nesby dribbling on Ambrozic, and Tyrone threw it away, but tipped it to Keon, and he's fouled. And that's the 9th team foul on Hawaii. Keon is going to shoot.
Well, now it's going to come down to making free throws, and if you look on the season, Keon is 19 of 38 in conference play from the free throw line.
The Rebels in the Wyoming game, and this was the only downer after what was an incredible second half performance Saturday. The Rebels were just 13 for 27 from the line. 1-and-1, no. Rosegreen after the rebound, hits off his foot. They dive on it, and look at the hustle by Nesby, but he knocked it out of bounds to Hawaii.
When you like the hustle by Nesby, even though he knocked the ball out of bounds, you're seeing that the Rebels are going after loose balls.
Rebels are 7 of 11 from the stripe. Hawaii is only 5 out of 12. Wet spot on the floor. We can tell you that at Fletcher Jones Imports, a Mercedes-Benz is now more affordable than ever. If you've been thinking about buying something else, think again. Fletcher Jones Imports, a season-long sponsor of Runnin' Rebel basketball on KUPN TV 21, Cable 2. 7:30 Saturday night from San Diego. That is a change from an earlier listed 7 o'clock start. This is Miller. You don't have to worry about him shooting. Ambrozic foul reaching in Sunshine. 3rd on Sunshine. 7th team foul. 1-and-1 Hawaii.
Well, so far the Rebels a few times tonight have played defense by reaching in. If the Rebels move your feet, play your defense by moving your feet and playing with body position, you're going to have a lot more success.
Bill Bano leaning, kneeling with his assistant coaches across the way. Great job those guys have done with this Rebel program as Damian Smith comes in for Sunshine. Clint Cyprian, Greg Vitrone, David Rice, Barry Rorson, Wes Reed on the trip as well as the foul shot. Second one is good. Ambrosic makes this an 8-point lead. Here comes Tyrone all the way. And they call a foul. Oh, they say the ball out of bounds to Hawaii.
You know, it's tough to win on the road in WAC, but it certainly doesn't help you when the officials haven't done much to help you.
Nesby 3 for 13. Now, you know what? I think he lost it out of bounds there. I think that was the right call. The way it just kind of slipped out of his hand.
Well, you hate to see that, though, because we have the advantage of the replay, but it certainly didn't look like that the first time it happened.
57-49 Hawaii with 6 minutes, 18 seconds left in the game. Miller to Carter. Carter has made 3 threes in the second half. Carter has 13 points and 9 assists in this ball game. Carter again for 3. Back rim. Keon tipped the rebound. Ball loose. Out of bounds to Hawaii. Bill Bano said in talking about this game, he said one of the keys, the Rebels need to get every loose ball, every loose rebound.
And they haven't done a very good job on the rebound. They're only down by 4 on as far as rebounds, but it seems like Hawaii has had a lot more second opportunities.
Carter, Alika Smith, then the 3 is down. A great pick by Ambrosic. Shielded Damian Smith. Damian was trying to fight through, couldn't get out, and Alika nailed a 3, and the lead is 11.
And Alika Smith, all he does is look to spot up. He doesn't put the ball on the floor. He just is strictly a jump shooter.
Here's Rose Green, pick and roll. Keon double team, off balance around no, and he's fouled 2 shots. Keon is so good because there are times when he looks like he's really off balance, but somehow is able to right himself and get shots up toward the basket. 3 fouls on Sundberg.
Well, it's certainly when Keon gets the ball down low as well, he draws a lot of attention. He's always trying to shoot when he's getting doubled and triple teamed. And that's why we've talked about so many times tonight, when you kick the ball inside to Keon, you have to spread the court.
Keon, yes. The Rebels on their threes are 2 for 10. Hawaii is 8 for 14. So the Rainbows, as the Rebels call it 20, have made 6 more three-pointers than UNLV. And of course, that's the way things go oftentimes, Gondo in college basketball. The big disparity in three-point numbers.
When you always look at teams now concentrate more on shooting threes, and they don't concentrate really with those medium range shots as much as they used to. Bill Bano using the 20-second timeout, and I believe that now with Keon Clark at the free throw line, if Keon makes the free throw, what the Rebels are going to do is put on a full court press.
Rebels of the Decades, the annual salute to former Runnin' Rebel basketball players, coming on Monday the 17th when the Rebels meet Fresno State. If you've ever worn a Rebel uniform like my partner did in such great fashion, we would like to have you participate in the festivities. Call 895-3454. More information. 10-point lead. Rose Green steals. Keon made 1 of 2 at the line. Rebels have it down 10. 5:20 remaining. Kevin James got it to Keon. And Damian Smith brings it back out for the Rebels. Damian, three-pointer, way off the mark. Ambrosic after the rebound, kicked it. Hawaii gets it. Here comes Alika Smith. Front court to Carter, down the middle. Miller blocked by Keon. Taken by Sundberg. Ambrosic, no good. Rose Green's got the rebound for the Rebels. Rebels still alive, down 10, 4:50 left.
When the Rebels get the ball, they have to push it up the court. Hawaii is not getting back defensively.
Nesby nails it. I was just about to say they need Tyrone to get hot. Down 8. 9 points for Nesby. 60-52.
You're looking at a very tired Hawaii team. Sundberg is having a hard time just getting up and down the court.
Does Hawaii milk some clock here now?
Well, I think they're probably going to, but certainly if you get a wide open shot like Alika Smith just got, you're going to take it.
And he missed it. Tip Sundberg, no. Ball loose. Ambrosic puts it up, rolls it in. 10-point lead again, 62-52.
Another second chance at a scoring opportunity for Hawaii as they pound the offensive boards.
It's a very sound Hawaii team, one that's 11-2 here at home. 3-0 in the WAC on this floor, including a win over New Mexico. 10-point lead. Rosegreen penetrates. Good move. Left hand, but a wild shot. Ambrosic rebounds. Carter runs into James. No whistle. He throws it up. Carter was out of bounds. 3:41 left in the game. I don't think Coach Bano will be real happy with some of the shot selection tonight. We'll take a break. 10-point lead Rainbows on the Showboat scoreboard. Run and Rebel basketball camps are coming this summer. There are day, overnight, and 2-day offensive skill sessions, as well as team sessions available. The camps are for ages 8 to 17. Call 895-3295 for more information, or to get on the mailing list for Run and Rebel basketball camps coming this summer. Hawaii 62, Run and Rebels 52. Another huge game for Keon. He has 20 points and 12 rebounds. Sunshine, the only other Rebel, though, in double figures with 10. 3:41 remaining.
When you look at the Rebel point guards, so far they have 0 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds. And then you look across the way at Hawaii, and Smith has 20 points, 6 assists, and 1 rebound. And he's been the focal point of Hawaii's offense, as Anthony Carter has just loved being able to play in the backcourt with Alika Smith. He's complimented Anthony Carter so well tonight.
James in the front court for the Rebels. Nesby behind the arc. Kroger back in the game with 4 fouls for Hawaii, number 13. Kroger has the assignment on Nesby. 12 on the timer. Tyrone with Kroger leaning in, foul. Sundberg, 2 shots for Tyrone.
Rebels down by 10. The clock is stopped. Now it's a chance for the Rebels to put some points on the board while the clock is stopped. It's going to come down to making free throws again.
And 4 on Sundberg.
Now the Rebels can really look to get the ball inside as the foul problems for Hawaii just continue.
Don't forget to enter the America West Airlines 3-point shot contest. Send your entry to KUPN 920 South Commerce, Las Vegas 89106. America West Airlines. It seems silly to pay more. In and out on the second. 9-point lead Hawaii. 3:13 remaining. 3 of the Rainbows have 4 fouls. 2 are on the floor right now. Kroger and Sundberg. Just inside 3 minutes remaining in the game now. Rainbows running some clock. 12 on the timer. Carter may look to penetrate, then kick it to Smith. Sundberg pops out. Kroger from distance. Nesby blocked it. Keon lost it, but it's taken by Sunshine, releasing Nesby. Tyrone down the middle. Yes! It counts. He's fouled. Rebels down 7 with a chance to make it 6.
Rebels get the defensive block by Tyrone Nesby, and as soon as he blocks the shot, he releases and finds himself down court by himself. Chance now to convert and get a 3-point play, cut this lead down to 6.
That foul was on Alika Smith. Only a second, though. Tyrone, good. 62-56, 2:36 left. That time down the floor, Hawaii milked some clock, but got out of the rhythm offensively.
Well, Rebels are right there. They just continue to need to play good defense.
Rebels have really played hard tonight. Not always pretty, but they really have played hard. Both teams have battled, as was the case when they met earlier this year at the MAC, and Hawaii won by 1. Now here's Carter to Kroger. Ambrosic, baseline left, 10 on the timer. Carter the penetration, leaning in, fouled on the dribble. Not a lot of contact. Sunshine says, now come on. 1-1 coming for Hawaii.
When as good of an athlete and a basketball player as Anthony Carter is, he's not that good from the free throw line. Only 65% on the year, but he hit a couple big ones to beat the Rebels back at the Thomas and Mack.
Timeout called by the Rebels at 20. And the Thomas and Mack Center has fun events for everyone. Sunday, it's the New Edition Reunion Tour with special guest Blackstreet and 702. April 3rd through 5th, for the first time, it's the Bull Riders only World Championship. And tickets for the July 4th performance of the World Figure Skating Champions go on sale this month on the 17th. For ticket information, call 895-3900 or to charge by phone with Ticketmaster 474-4000. Gondo Carter to the line, 1-1, 2:09 remaining. Hawaii 62, Rebels 56.
And what Bill Bain will use that timeout for is that what he's going to do is when the Rebels come down and score, he's going to have them call timeout, stop the clock again, and try to extend this game as long as they possibly can. Hopefully, you're hoping that Hawaii will go up and miss free throws as Anthony Carter makes the first one. But what Bill Baino is trying to do is extend this game as long as he possibly can. 14 points, 10 assists now for Carter. He makes 2, 8-point lead. Really need to get a good shot here. James with the ball, leaves it behind him for Nesby. He leans in from 10, no good. Slam, rebound by Keon. Rebels called a quick timeout, but the officials wouldn't grant the timeout. Carter comes back. He throws Ambrosic, blocked by Keon, out of bounds. Rebels trail by 6. Well, I know Bill Baino at the timeout told his players to call timeout as soon as they make the basket. And as soon as the ball went to the basket, he's up and jumping up down on the sidelines trying to get a timeout called.
Keon on the slam on the rebound. They were frantically trying to call timeout. And here's Keon on the other end with the block, Gondo.
Again, Keon can change games at the offense as well as the defensive end. And defensively, he changes games with his ability to block shots. Rebels have to be more aware and pay a lot more attention, I would say, to Coach Baino on the sideline, is because what he's trying to do is stop the clock and try. I would think they were going to try to put on a full court press, but Rebels didn't get the timeout called.
Here's the reset. Fouls to give neither team, although Hawaii has already committed 10. So on the next Rebel foul, the Rainbows would shoot 1-1. Conversely, the Rebels would shoot the double bonus. Sure hope you're making your plans when the Rebels get back home. That season ending, at least for the home schedule. 4-game homestand, beginning with San Jose State on the 15th, Fresno the Monday night the 17th, Air Force the 20th, TCU the 22nd, as Baino talks to his ball club. And on so many occasions this year, the Thomas and Mack has been electric, with the Rebels averaging 13,405.
You have 4 home games left, and it's a chance to really just come out and support the team and feel the Thomas and Mack, as we get a chance to look at the foul trouble for Hawaii with Kroger, Robinson, and Sundberg, all with 4 personal fouls. So that's an opportunity that the Rebels can run their offensive plays at one of those players and try to take advantage of the foul situation.
Boy, if the Rebels could just get this into overtime, because Hawaii right now is on the edge. They have 3 players with 4 fouls. They have no one to back up their 2 guards, who have played every minute tonight. 1:49 remaining. Hawaii 64, Rebels 58. Hawaii will inbound the ball. 64-58. The timer is at 30, and this is out of bounds off of James, almost off Ambrosic.
Well, if the Rebels look at a player that they need to foul, Sundberg would be the one player, only shooting 54% from the free throw line.
20 on the timer.
Now foul him.
Yeah,
they're not going to
right.
foul.
That would have been a good call. Here's Carter throwing into Sundberg, turning over Keon, around. No! Rose Green rebounded for the Rebels. Huge possession. Rebels down 6. The senior Kevin James now. See if they try to get it low to Keon. Nesby pops out left wing. He penetrates. He leans. He misses. Sundberg's got the rebound through several hands. James fouls Carter. Hang on. I think they called the foul on James. 9th team foul. 1-1 for Carter. Keon thought he was fouled.
Well, if we got that on the replay, I'd like to say again, because Kevin James had excellent position, and they could have called a travel or an offensive foul. Watch Kevin James. Oh, he's reaching, but you see Anthony Carter just hit him square, but Kevin James got caught with the reach. I didn't see that the first time.
Rebels, though, really didn't get a good shot on that possession.
No, and they have to do, you know, they're down by 6 with Anthony Carter a chance to extend this lead. But the Rebels have to come down and execute much quicker and get the first good shot. They don't have to force it, but get a good shot.
Carter, 1-1. Good. 65-58. Carter missed the second. Rebels down 7. 1:05 remaining. Kevin James with the ball. Leaves it for Damian. 3-point rainbow. Good! Damian Smith and the Rebels again try to call the timeout. They're down 4. Carter's got it, lost it. Rebels run the other way with Sunshine. To Damian. 3-pointer.
Yeah.
Good! 65-64. The fifth-year senior steps up, and the Rebels trail by 1.
And the thing you like is that Damian Smith has been sitting on the bench for a few minutes, and all he does is calmly come in the game and knock down a couple of threes to put the Rebels down by 1. And now the pressure clearly lies on Hawaii.
Remember earlier in the year when Damian Smith could not buy a basket? He's turned his season around.
Back-to-back threes. You get a chance to see both of them. Is that one he just comes around and squares up and knocks it down. Rebels get the ball back, have a 2-on-1 with Sunshine and Damian Smith going back. Sunshine just calmly drops the ball out to Damian, who just gets a wide open look at a 3. And look how he just hits nothing but the bottom of the net.
The first meeting between these two clubs was a heartbreaking 1-point loss for UNLV. They're trying to turn the tables on Riley Wallace and the Rainbows here tonight. 47.6 seconds remaining. Hawaii 65, running Rebels 64.
Now the Rebels don't need the foul. They just need to come out and play good defense. And the big thing is play good defense and rebound. Just give Hawaii one shot and an out. Rebels will still be able to come down, have plenty of time to get a good shot.
Here are the three-point numbers. And, you know, Gondo, in this situation, in the first meeting between the two clubs, the ball was in the hands of Anthony Carter 95% of the time in the final minute of the game. And we may get a chance once again to see that Anthony Carter-Sunshine Smith matchup.
Well, we're definitely going to see it, but the way that Alika Smith, with 20 points tonight for Hawaii, has shot the ball, you can't just concentrate on Anthony Carter. You have to be aware of where Alika Smith is as well. And again, you have to rebound. You have to play good defense and rebound.
You bet. Rebels were down by as many as 14 here in the second half. Rebels come out with James, Damian, Sunshine, Nesby, and Clark. Hawaii with Alika Smith, Carter, Kroger, Sundberg, and Ambrosic. 47.6 seconds left. Hawaii leading 65-64. They have a fresh 35 in the timer.
And you're seeing Damian Smith now and Anthony Carter as Sunshine Smith is down low, matched up with Kroger. No, I'm sorry, matched up with Ambrosic. 3 guards on the floor for the Rebels.
The timer is at 18, the game clock at 30. You see the game clock on your screen. We'll count down the timer for you. It's at 13. And now you see the timer too. Ambrosic, Carter for 3. Way off the mark. Nesby rebounds with 18 seconds. Rebels down by 1. Now do they call a timeout or do they run their offense? 12
You got to go now. You're down to 10.
10, 9. James in the penetration. Throw it away. Alika Smith is fouled by Damian Smith. Rebels down by 1, had a chance to take the lead. The errant pass, and we'll see it right here, as James tried to penetrate and then kick it back out.
And you see the reaction of Kevin James as well. Kevin James, all he had to do was get the ball up to the basket, even though you see Sunburn came over to try to help out defensively. With Sunburn coming out to help out, you know that Keon Clark was going to be roaming around the basket. Just get the ball up to the basket, and Keon Clark would finish it off.
10th team foul, 2 shots coming. This is not over yet. Even if Alika makes 2 free throws and he missed the first, 5.2 seconds left, timeout Hawaii. The thing, looking back on that foul, they could have called that intentional. They could have called that 2 shots in the ball, well, but they did not. And I think that's good officiating, because you see so many teams foul down the stretch for one purpose in mind, and that is to put the other team to the line. And they did not call it intentional, which means Hawaii will not be getting the ball after these 2 free throws.
And Riley Wallace, the coach of Hawaii, that's the first thing he was on the officials about, was that he wanted to make sure they called it the intentional foul. Now with Alika Smith going up, whether he misses or makes it, the Rebels still have 5.2 seconds to go, and so they don't have a lot of time to try to execute anything offensively. They have to get the ball up the court and get a shot.
There you see the timeout situation. Each team in the double bonus. 5.2 seconds remain. Hawaii leading the Rebels by 1. One more foul shot coming for Alika Smith.
Normally you see teams, what they do is they inbound the ball, get up to half court, and call a timeout quickly. Rebels have used all their timeouts. They don't have that luxury. So now in this timeout, Rebels have to set up what they're going to do both on a missed and made free throw.
The one thing you've got to do is get the rebound if there's a miss.
Well, that's the big key, but the thing is that the Rebels can try. The best thing right now is that made or missed, they're going to have to get the ball in quickly. If it's a missed shot, they're going to have to get the ball up the court quickly, but they have to design a play where I would think that now if the Rebels have 4 guards in the game right now, only big man is Nesby. They have to be able to get it to one of the guards, get him up the court with a pass quickly, and get the first man that's open and let him get a wide open shot. 1
point lead Hawaii, 5.2 seconds remaining. Alika Smith on the foul line, one more. Good. 2-point lead.
Oh, and Hawaii wanted to call a timeout.
Here comes Sunshine. Sunshine all the way off the glass around.
Oh!
And that's how the ball game ends.
Oh, the ball was right there.
The ball tantalizingly hanging on the rim and would not go in. And Hawaii has beaten the Rebels for the 2nd time this year.
Oh, and Sunshine Smith cannot believe it. That ball was right there. That is just a horrible break for the Rebels.
The Rebels battle back. They were down 14. They wind up losing by 2. And Hawaii has beaten the Rebels for the 2nd time this year. Each time Hawaii scored 66 points. They won the first meeting by 1. They win the second meeting by 2. We'll come back to Honolulu. Another heartbreaker for the Rebels here as they lose to Hawaii by 2, but still have a chance to split this road trip if they can beat San Diego State on Saturday night. I think important to keep that in perspective. The Rebels at 13-7 overall. Hawaii now at 15-4. Our FHP player of the game is Keon Clark. Keon had 22 points and 14 rebounds for the Rebels and 2 block shots. FHP Healthcare, your health partner for life. Gondo, tough game for UNLV to lose.
Well, and certainly the Rebels can go back and look at a lot of things that really didn't put them in a position to win, but the one thing that they really did is they executed down the stretch.
Next TV game Saturday night, the Rebels in San Diego State to play the Aztecs at 7:30 right here. Sunday night, 11:30 game time with Coach Bill Bano on Channel 8. Join Bano Tuesdays at 7 on KXNT. Now for Glenn Gondrzak and our producer Tom Adza, Ken Korak. Good night, everybody.